shall never be changed. Why?
Simple. Clark loves soft sofas and hot fudge.
Yes. Not so. Clark deserves to be healthier and
Yeah. So who can work that kind of magic?
named Clark. Oh boy, where is he? Bring him up.
For nearly 20 years, Healthy Quarters has guided over 15 million Clarks. They charge for the little choices they make each day. Yes, Clark, you can be the man that you wish to be.
I'm confused. You mean it's all up to me?
Oh, brother, I gotta see this.
We are Healthy Quarters, and Healthy Clarks is what we do.
The start of our little flash for our website here.
Do you want to navigate that at all, or you want to write in?
Let's just go into the presentation side. We're still learning a great deal about employee health, so we aren't here as experts. We're here wanting to join with you if you'd like us to join with you. We've really worked primarily with special populations and special needs populations like criminal justice, addiction treatment. We've done more work on the disease management side than on the total employee health. But we do have now about 20 of these pilots going on throughout the country. Most of them are tied in with private corporations, and most of them are companies that are smaller, like a couple hundred employees on down. And we've been able to monitor a great deal what's working and what's not working with those organizations. And we have a very close relationship with them. So a lot of what we're doing right now is taking what we've learned in the last 12 months. And we're into this thing that we were talking, Scott and I, about smart companies learn how to fail fast and cheap. And we're really about that. We're trying to bring things to the market as quickly as we can and let the market tell us a bit, but also tracking the research as well. So it's a combination of what the market is saying to you with what the Prochaskas and Millers are saying, and then adjusting the product. And as a corporation that wants to do a lot of business, pricing is huge. So we chose to stay on the very low end of the cost scale. So for example, although we're offering this to the state of Washington free of charge, because we do believe, and when we're saying this, we do think you can be a bell ringer state throughout the country, and we'd like to kind of ride your coattails out there. So it's not that I love each and every one of you so much I want to give you something free. Although I do. It's really, we see this as a big opportunity for our corporation. So the next 40 minutes is more just kind of saying, this is where we are right now, and this is our focus on the total employee health, the universal employee health. So this is meant for all employees of an organization. All right? We are really looking at engaging employees, whatever stage of change that they're in, motivating employees to take ownership of their health. Now I want to touch on that. One of the things we felt was missing nationally is this idea, how do you get someone? How do you really grab someone and say, hey, you're the most important person in this. It's not your doc, it's not the nurse, it's not your spouse, but you have the opportunity and really the responsibility to take charge of your mental health as well as your physical health. And I think that's missed by a lot of people. As we go back in through and do evaluations, it's still, there's this victim mindset that old poor is me. And if someone's there, you can't move them any other place. So that's a true starting point there. And then guides employees toward healthy behavior change. This is where we played a lot. The employee in what we were showing you before with the trans-theoretical model change and all those other areas, the employee by him or herself needs to have a mind change in terms of this power that they have and the opportunity that they have to change. And the whole idea of self-efficacy is very large in this. They need to believe that they're capable of changing. And in healthy quarters, we have a consistent way of going back on that package. But on the right-hand side, then, you need a corporate culture because a good chunk of everyone's time is spent where they're working that is supportive of good health. And there's a lot of little ways. That's when I was saying, this is messy work. And I'm so glad to see a lot of you seeing that it's not a slick thing. It's messy work that requires digging in a lot of little tiny places and allowing people to take small steps ahead, take a step back, move ahead. That's the corporate culture. The thing we found out about 7 months ago is, by golly, if you don't engage the family, and family is not, you know, the cleavers, the family is where the family is. But you lose a huge opportunity if you don't somehow bring whatever you're doing back home with the employee, to their significant other, to their spouse, to their kids. And we've centered a lot of our work, particularly in the last 6 months, on how do you do that? What's the way of doing that? And the whole thing, of course, centers around behavior improvement. And we're just really looking at corporations as saying there's a real dollar benefit which we can prove. So that's the integrated system we have. We've done this. This is a little graphic that we did, but if you look at the stage of change, as an elevator, it goes both up and down, and people can go either way at any given time. All right, here's the thing that I think is we're talking to large and small corporations that sometimes that they miss. On average, about 4 out of 5 people fall in this pre-contemplative, contemplative preparation stage. And then there's about 20% or so, and that varies based on what the effort is, but various studies have proven this to be true. And so a lot of times you want to jump right in here with individuals, and you just can't. If you're trying to get them to think that they're in action and they aren't in action, you don't move them, you don't drive them ahead. You move on with how we go about doing that later. So primary targets are employees in pre-contemplation, contemplation, and preparation. That whole thought of build it and they will come isn't true. If you offer a free gym membership to pre-contemplators, they may go once or twice, but they aren't going to go to the gym. If you do all of these things with people as though they're in the action state, it just doesn't work. Most employees need to work their way through several stages of change. They will not come merely by building. On the other side of the coin, the secondary targets are employees in action and maintenance, and that is, you have them now. You might change their behaviors. You may get them some fancy extra food to eat that's healthy, or you might have them change the kind of exercise that they're doing. But if they're in action and maintenance, you don't need to change their behaviors. And so a lot of the studies that are done track these people as though you should get credit for the people who are already in action. And you really shouldn't.